No, I have total sympathy and solidarity with the doctors. You may be aware that for some time now, a couple of years at least, I have been speaking publicly and in Parliament about the issue of violence against doctors. I got into a bit of a debate with Health Minister Madhya when he was Health Minister. He no longer is, but at that time, on this very question, because I had argued that the government should bring in a bill to specifically protect medical professionals in the course of their duties. And the government gave me a very odd reply that if they start doing it for one profession, they'd have to do it for others, that if they do it for doctors, they'll have to protect chartered accountants. I said, this is a ridiculous argument. I said so in Parliament, openly. I said, doctors are working in life and death situation. They're saving our lives. They're risking their own at great sacrifice to look after people. How can we not see them in a special and separate category? So I introduced my own private member's bill, which is on the record in Parliament, suggesting this was after the tragic killing of Vandana Das in Kerala. I called it the Vandana Das Memorial Act, in which I said we must. And by the way, I worked with IMA on the provisions required, and IMA fully supports my private member's bill. I have done many other events on the subject because I believe it's genuinely necessary. I am shocked and saddened that despite all these efforts to raise public consciousness and the government's consciousness about this, that one more doctor has had to lose her life. It is a really tragic situation. I believe this is an overdue necessity for this country to take specific steps to protect doctors. People enter hospitals in a state of mind which is often extremely tense. Sometimes the perpetrators are patients. Here there seems to have been some other factor or motive involved. I know this is a terrible, terrible situation. And you know, a young doctor, 31 years old, representing the hopes and dreams of her family, her life has been so cruelly cut short. Obviously, the particular culprit must be apprehended and severe action, condign punishment should be done. But that's not enough. We must have a strong law, strong provisions and strong protections to ensure that doctors and medical practitioners do not have to suffer this kind of horror again. We should make it much more difficult. Why wasn't there a special restroom for doctors after a 36-hour shift? Why are there no separate facilities for women doctors in a hospital of this size? Why was there absolutely no security screening for outsiders? If it is true that the killing was done by an outsider, why was he able to enter so easily and wander freely around the hospital? You can enter a hospital with permission to visit a patient, fine. But you have no right to do this. And at 3 a.m., what is an outsider doing in the hospital? There are some fundamental practices that can be enshrined by law for all hospitals in the country. And I urge the government to take necessary action to ensure this. We are now reaching a stage where people are feeling it is unsafe to be a doctor. Not because they're afraid of catching disease. They're afraid of being attacked, of suffering violence. That should not happen in a country like ours.
Amazing that they want a place like an airport like security in the hospital.
Why not? Why not? You can't just go anywhere in an airport. Why should you be able to go anywhere in a hospital?
Also, BJP saying that the chief minister should resign from the post.
Look, this kind of politics is completely irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. We're talking about lives. Let's not drag everything down the muck and mud of politics.
न्यूज नेशन अब व्हाट्सएप पर खबरों के ताजा अपडेट के लिए न्यूज नेशन के इस क्यूआर कोड को स्कैन करें।